Good evening, everyone. We'll call the City Council meeting for the City of Indio and the Indio Water Authority to order here on September 17th at 4 o'clock. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Ortiz.
Present.
Councilmember Wayman Furman.
Present.
Councilmember Huitron.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Holmes. Present. And Mayor Miller.
Present. This time we'll move on to public comments. Is there anybody in the queue, somebody that wanted to speak or anything on the record?
No comments, Mayor.
Okay, so we'll move on to that, to item 3.1, which is adjourn to closed session to consider items 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and 3.4. Stephen, do we need to do anything else?
Mayor, there's nothing to read into the record. All the necessary information is printed on the agenda.
Thank you very much. With that, we'll adjourn to closed session.
Test, test, test. Test. So
Test. Check. Check. Test. 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 Check. Check.
Check, check. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Check, check.
I raised it, yeah, if you want to. I already raised it a little bit.
Check, check.
Test. Test. Mic test. Test. Test.
This one.
Test. Test. 1 2 3. Test.
Check, check 1 2. Test, test.
Y'all ready? Good evening. We're going to call the City Council meeting to order for September 17th for also the Indio Water Authority at 5:08. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Huitron.
Present.
Councilmember Ortiz.
Present.
Councilmember Furman.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Holmes.
Present.
And Mayor Miller.
Present. This time, if you could all rise, we have invocation by Pastor Tony Williams from Love of Christ Community Church, and then a very special individual going to give us the Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor?
Thank you. It's my honor to be here. Let us please just pray. Dear gracious Father, we just come before you acknowledging who you are and thanking you for just being good to us. As we have this meeting, Lord, we just ask for wisdom. Wisdom for those who will make decisions, wisdom for those who steward, wisdom for those who represent each and every one of our constituents in our honorable and wonderful city. Lord, we ask you just continue to keep our police officers and our first responders safe. They need to be safe. Lord, let them know that they are loved and that they are prayed for. Lord, the homeless, the ones who are down and out, the ones who need a chance in life, Lord, let the city make sure that we do our very best for them. For the ones who are in the higher positions, Lord, let us be mindful that they need prayer as well. And for everyone that will hit our streets in any way, shape, or form, Lord, we just ask that you just keep a hedge of protection around us. And Lord, this meeting is yours. These people are yours. This city is yours because you made it all. So Lord, we just ask that you just allow us to do what you want us to do with the resources, with the mindsets, with the mentalities, Lord, and everything that we'd endeavor to do. And ultimately, at the end of the day, Lord, we give you honor, praise, and glory. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen, Pastor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now with the flag salute by Christina Aldaz, Dr. Carrion Academy. Christina is a 5th grader at Dr. Carrion Academy whose favorite subject is math. She enjoys riding her bike and her sisters and cousins and dreams of becoming a chef when she grows up. Are you here ready to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Please.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. We got a nice little swag bag for you. Yeah. Make your friends at school jealous.
I'll just make this public here. Excuse me, Mayor. I realized that when we went into closed session, I failed to mention that I was going to recuse myself on item 3.3, which is the properties at 45096 and 45130 Deglet North Street, which is exactly what I did. So, for the record, due to the fact that I have a financial interest in the greater downtown area.
Yes, Ms. Holmes was not present while we discussed that matter. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. And with that, we'll move on to item number 4 now, which is the City Attorney Report in closed session.
Thank you and good evening, Mayor and Council. The City Council gave litigation direction on item 3.1 by consensus. There is no other reportable action from tonight's closed session.
Thank you very much. With that, we'll move on to item number 5. 5.1 is new employee presentations, and we have 5.2, which would be Hunger Action Month, presented by Fine Food Bank and our friends there. Mr. City Manager, you'd like to take 5.1?
I would, and perhaps you would all like to join me down in the well here.
Absolutely.
So, Mayor and City Council, it's my pleasure. Now, it's been a few months since we've invited the newest members of Team Oakley, so we have quite a few today. Say that again. That's the second time in like 6 months. I've been here 5 years. 50, I could probably do 40. So, better. Team Indio. So I'm going to bring them up, and Chief Tolley and the City Attorney are going to help us provide a swag bag. With great pride, we wear, and of course we see some officers here to get to do it every single day, but with great pride, we wear the Indio logo on our clothing, and this is part of what will be presented to you today. Mayor and City Council, I want to commend to you these outstanding members of the team. As we review in the interview process, the applications and so forth, and our selection, we make sure that these are team members that will comply with the values that you've asked of us, to be polite and professional and progressive. So first, if you'll just come up, we'll all get to shake your hand, and then just stay up here so we can have a photo. Andrew Arrieta, let's give him a hand. Hoping to keep the graffitis. A graffiti control worker for Team Indio. Adrian Beltran, IWA. One of those working hard out there in water. Our new Assistant Police Chief, Aaron Ponce. Aaron's been here a little while, but yeah, running fast. Great to see you. Myra Hernandez, HR Analyst. Felicidades, thanks for being here. Luke Fannin, our Planning Technician. Yeah, he's blending in with us. He's going to hang out here. Our Economic Development Coordinator, Tamara Esses. Water Utility Worker 1, Royal Sanchez. Again, this has been a few months here. Maria Corona Casares, Code Enforcement Officer. Jasmine Aceves, IT Technology Tech. Got a great crowd, so we'll all get a little squishy here. Code Enforcement Officer 1, Crystal Torres. Great to see you, Crystal. Yeah, no, stay. We have a couple other code enforcement technicians that aren't here with us today, Vanessa and Charo, but we welcome them. We also have a very aggressive fellowship and intern program. So we have an intern in engineering, Justino Lopez Gonzalez. Itzel Alvarado. Who's helping us in both IWA and marketing. And Melena De Renard in planning. Great. So, Mayor, you may want to say a few welcoming words before we have a squishy group photo, but this is a great group.
Well, first off, on behalf of the council, thank you for joining Team Indio. I mean, what makes Indio so great are the employees that are here and our residents. And you are the ones that are going to be the face of the city council and the community. So thank you for joining up. You're going to learn a lot. There's going to be a lot of great opportunities for advancement. And we really, as a council, look forward to working with you, each and every one of you. So please call on us if we can ever do anything for you. And thank you for being part of Team Indio. God bless all of you.
Great.
Call people in the back.
You're one of the tall people.
Do you want the council not to go up and back? You want some of us to go out? Can we make it a line?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good with this. Come on in. Come on in. Come on. We don't say get in here. You okay? I'm good. Come on, Gene. Get together.
We say whiskey.
Give them another round of applause, please. Okay, just want to make sure.
exciting, all the new employees that we have. And so now, item number 5.2 is Hunger Action Month, presented by Fine Food Bank President and CEO Debbie Espinoza. And Kelly Chesterton is here to tell us all. So, come on. Deborah?
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Mayor Miller, City Council members of Indio, city staffs, residents of the City of Indio. I want to say thank you so much for allowing us the time to come and present for you today on Hunger Action Month and the state of food insecurity in the City of Indio. I try to get around to all of the cities in September every year, one, to be able to call attention to the fact that we still have food insecurity that's going on in our community. But I also like to call attention to the fact that all of the cities, including the City of Indio, have all been so supportive in partnership, in grant funds, in so many different ways to be able to make sure that our city residents that are suffering from food insecurity know that they are not alone, and that they have people that are working together both in government and in the nonprofit space and in the for-profit spaces to be able to make sure that whatever we have the ability to provide them to help them make it through tough times, we are going to do that for them. Because when you can lift communities together as a whole, it's how we all get better as a community. For me, what I'd like to do is I'd like to just give you some stats and statistics over what's happened this past 12 months with regards to food insecurity and some strides that we have made together in the City of Indio. Right now, the City of Indio is still facing about 13.1% food insecurity based on the Feeding America data and research. That is one of the most comprehensive studies of food insecurity in the United States. The amount of people and client interactions that we have had right here in the City of Indio over the last 12 months totals over 289,000 client interactions. The majority of those are distributing free, fresh, and nutritious foods to people that are wondering where their next meal is coming from, so they don't have to do that anymore. The amount of pounds that we have distributed is over 5 million pounds in the City of Indio to these residents and to these clients that we are serving here. 3.5 million of which actually got distributed to other nonprofit organizations, churches, community centers that are distributing food through their local food pantries and local food banks. As many of you know here in Indio, because we are domiciled here in Indio, Fine Food Bank is the epicenter of food security, is the regional food bank that serves the entire desert region and Coachella Valley. We bring in over 20 million pounds of food from all over the United States in order to make sure that we can resource as much as we possibly can to serve the entire valley. And our warehouses of originally almost 40,000 square feet, now totaling over 80,000 square feet with our new addition, brings in all of these supplies, as well as the USDA commodities that come in through the federal government on behalf of all of our community. And so we are the epicenter of all of this to make sure that we can speak on behalf of those clients that are in need. The other thing that we do is we do a lot of outreach services too as well. We had over almost 500 residents in the City of Indio that we helped sign up for Medi-Cal, for CalFresh, for workforce development programs, for low-income housing subsidies, and for other areas that we know that food insecure people are struggling through too as well. If they're coming to our food bank lines, why not help them with other things that we can get them in touch with in order to be able to help those other parts of their lives be a little bit easier to help them make it through. Many of these people that we are serving, I think a lot of the times people think that they are homeless. They're actually not. 97% of the people that Fine Food Bank interacts with on an annual basis are people that are actually working, but are just struggling to make ends meet with the continual high cost of living that happens here in California. Many of them are fixed income seniors. Many of them are grandparents that are retired, that are living in homes, that are taking care of both their grandkids as well as maybe sisters or brothers, as we know we have multi-generational families here, and they come to Fine Food Bank in order to be able to help them plug those holes so that they don't have to skip meals on a regular basis while they attend their jobs, while they do daycare, while they do other things. The other thing that we like to talk about too is that we're moving into our Ending Hunger for a Lifetime program, so we can close the loop on hunger in so many different ways. Our Ending Hunger for Today programs are feeding people for the now. Our outreach programs are helping them find a little bit more independence to be able to become self-sufficient. And our Ending Hunger for a Lifetime programs is what tackles the root causes of hunger. Why are they actually in the lines in the first place? So we focus on financial literacy, we focus on workforce development, we focus on educational attainment. One of our largest programs that combines all of these components together is actually based here at College of the Desert. We have a program that we've been doing through College Corps for the last 3 years, where we work with about 40 college students. And for 400 hours of service-defined food bank, where they're learning workforce development skills of operations, inventory management, food safety that they can carry with them into other careers when they graduate. For 400 hours of service-defined food bank, they actually have received $10,000 stipends in order to help them with living expenses as well as college expenses. Since the inception of these programs, as well as our high school programs called the Find Youth Advisory Council, we have provided over $78,000 worth of scholarships to students in the Indio community to help them achieve those Ending Hunger for a Lifetime root causal programs, to make sure that if they are going through poverty cycles, they have the capability of breaking them. So it's unique in the way in which we're doing this now. We do it in partnership with the City of Indio. You've helped us build our new facility by being partners with us in this building space, by being with us step by step and side by side as we lifted this other 40,000 square feet, which is most desperately needed. And in that new 40,000 square feet, we'll get ready to launch our new workforce development programs with hands-on job skill training while they're helping us process 20 million pounds to get out to people that are in need. So for us, we wanted to let you know and share that information with you, to thank you for all of the help that you've given. You guys were at our warehouse about 2 weeks ago in honor of Hunger Action Month, volunteering with us side by side and packing food to get out to the community, the grant programs that you've given us to help us make all of this work happen. And we're looking forward to having you at our grand opening next week when we do the ribbon cutting. So we appreciate it. And I'm here for any questions that you may have.
Any questions? Any comments?
Thank you for the work that you do in our
Right.
community. Yeah.
It's exactly, thank you. It's extraordinary. You're changing lives.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to see your facility and meet some of your staff and great volunteers the other day, as well as some of the College Corps there. So we see all the great work that you guys are doing. So I just want to say thank you to you, your staff, your volunteers, also your donors who are making a lot of this possible as well. 2 million pounds of food every month out to the Coachella Valley is a huge feat. And then seeing how you're going the extra mile and seeing how else you can help these people that you're already servicing, right, and helping them get into contact with career development or whatever services they might need, whether that's medical services or financial literacy. I think you guys are doing amazing work, and we're just really happy to have you here in our community.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Catron?
I unfortunately wasn't able to attend, but all I can tell you is from seeing when the Houstons first approached the city and all their partners, and having a place to make sure that people don't go home hungry or hungry at night or in the morning, it's a gift that comes from heart. So continue your mission, and we appreciate everything the organization does to keep making sure people have something to eat.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Deborah, you think the world of you and your organization and all your team and the volunteers and everybody that helps. It wouldn't happen without great leadership. And so thank you for your continued support and then seeing the mission of getting the new warehouse up. Looking forward to actually cutting the ribbon on that. But, the extra mile that you're going to help people with scholarships, with trying to get their life status better so that they can take care of themselves is wholeheartedly something we endorse. And thank you. I mean, that's looking completely outside the box. And they always talk about teach a person to, give them a fish or teach them how to fish is, two things. And it's the same way that you're doing it. You're looking at helping them now and then helping them in the future. So God bless you. Thank you for what you do.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate it. We couldn't do it without all of your support, and we're very proud to be here in the city of Indio.
Thank you. Can we give them a round of applause? All right. With that, we'll move on to the Youth Advisory Council, the first one of the year. Here they are. Whoop, whoop. So, and we have a couple young men, it looks like. Last time we had one. All right. You going to introduce everyone?
Yes.
Yourself first.
Yes. Good morning. Good evening, Mayor Miller and council members. My name is Viviana Tarriquez. I am a senior at Xavier College Prep and this year's Indio Youth Advisory Council's mayor. Firstly, I would like to report that this Saturday, some of our members attended the Viva Indio event where we ran the piñata making table for kids, which was a great success. Our members had the opportunity to enjoy great food from local vendors here in the Valley, as well as meet some amazing city workers. Next, I would like to formally introduce our Indio Youth Advisory members for the 2025-2026 season. First, we have Isabella Duarte, our Mayor Pro Tem, who is a 12th grader at Indio High School and is her school's golf captain. Julissa Cornejo, our publicist, is a senior at Shadow Hills High School and knows sign language. Yaretsi Magania, our treasurer, is a junior at Shadow Hills High School, and she recently traveled to 7 different countries in Europe.
Wow.
Mia Thompson, our secretary, is a freshman at Shadow Hills High School and is a rusher for her school's flag football team. Joaquin Ruiz is a senior at Shadow Hills High School, and he is the only boy on his school's dance team.
Hey.
Juliana Barcenas Hernandez is also a senior at Shadow Hills High School, and she knows jiu-jitsu. Enrique Casares is a senior at Indio High School, and he is a middle child. Leila Gonzalez is also a senior at Indio High School, and she likes to do arts and crafts. Ario Rantes is a junior at Shadow Hills High School, and her favorite fruit is raspberries. Jillian Garcia is a junior at Indio High School, and she participates in theater. Jimena Murillo Garcia is also a junior at Indio High School, and she likes to read. Angel Javier Javi Martinez is a sophomore at Shadow Hills High School, and he participates in his school's baseball, track, and cross-country team. Sebastian Rodriguez is a sophomore at Palm Desert High School, and his favorite color is blue.
Yes.
And last but not least, Danica Rodriguez is a sophomore at Indio High School, and she loves to bake. Thank you. That is all I have for my report today.
Well, welcome back and welcome all of you. Let us know how this council can help you with your goals and what you guys want to accomplish this year. And you are our voice for the youth, so welcome and thank you for volunteering your time. With that, we'll move on to the city manager report and information. Mr. Montgomery.
Thank you, Mayor. This past weekend, we had some great events downtown. The movie Lorax was shown with a lot of folks here at Center Stage. One of my favorite quotes of all time is from that movie. It's, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, it's not going to get better. It's not. It's a great movie and great attendance. And of course, Viviana mentioned Viva Indio. I'm sure you'll touch on a huge success. We just really thank the community for being downtown and bringing that revitalization and energy that we so enjoy now as the community is revitalizing the core here in downtown. So with that, Mayor, that's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. And yeah, the Viva, like you said, was a major success, but I had a few residents from some of the HOAs asked if you could probably send it to them, have marketing send it to their HOA, because they have their own television channels, and a lot of them haven't heard it. A lot of them don't do emails and other stuff. And they were just so excited to be down there, like from Shadow Hills. There was some from Four Seasons and that. And they're like, if you could send it to it, go to the channel, maybe we can get some of these residents out that never go out and come down and see what the downtown's about. So good opportunity, I think. So that's great. With that, we have city council conflicts of interest. Does anyone have anything they need to report?
Surprise, surprise. So I have 2 conflicts this evening. And item 11.7, lease agreement with FFA Touring, and 11.8, license agreement between the City of Indio and Brenda Beltran. Due to the fact that I own property and a business in downtown Indio and therefore have a financial conflict of interest.
Anyone else? Okay. With that, we'll move on to item number 9. Now it's the City Council report of meetings attended for Government Code Section 53232.3D. Mr. Gutron.
Well, just a few things. Attended the ribbon cutting at the place. That's outstanding to see, type of really good business. I know Wayman was around marketing everything and tasting everything. So it's kind of neat to know what that used to be, a furniture store, and totally changed, but a great opportunity for small business. So those of you that are doing something at home or doing something in traveling between home and work, it's an opportunity for you to go in there and have an opportunity to sell your product. And it's really nice, and it's nice to have that addition into our city. The memorial service that unfortunately I had to attend, I wanted to bring notice, is to Jason Beck. Jason Beck, homegrown, very good in high school, but the best thing that he was known for, besides being a people person and loving community, was a heck of a baseball player. He did outstanding at Indio High School, and he was known for it. Well loved by his family and parents. I was fortunate to attend at the Love of Christ Community Church with Pastor Williams, who just did the invocation. He had a really good turnout, had about almost 450 people that showed up, and a lot of people from Indio and throughout the East Valley. He worked very hard going to school, becoming a teacher, and continued his love in working with youth and promoting the sport of baseball, but being a really good mentor. So I wish him and his family, obviously, be blessed, but his family best in this time. But it's nice to have a good role model in our community. Attended on the 10th of this month, the Purple Heart Foundation. Dick Gotha is the last name spelling?
Gauthier. Yeah, I got it wrong the first time.
Yeah, I keep getting it. But Dick is a combat Vietnam War veteran who was awarded the Purple Heart because he was hurt during battle. And he had been promoting for a while with every public agency, every public official he could, to establish the Purple Heart Foundation, recognizing those that made a sacrifice and were hurt or killed in serving their country. And it was nice. He opened it, established his first meeting. Council member Mr. Ortiz was there as well. And it was really nice to take a moment to recognize those that have made that sacrifice. And they did it at the American Legion and the VFW Hall on Sungle Street. That was well attended. So hopefully it continues to recognize those that made that sacrifice. We had the 9/11 recognition and ceremony of the new location for our 9/11 police from the Twin Towers. Mayor Pro Tem Elaine Holmes did an excellent job. The mayor was not able to make it, but we were all there in support. And it was a beautiful ceremony and a location that was picked. What I'm really proud to hear is that our community had a say. Our community services and our community arts and public places came back at the support of staff and the city manager's office and the council, and we are all excited to seeing that piece there. We've had it for quite a while, but along with that will be up next to it will be our future Veterans Memorial. That we will hopefully be getting more information on that, but everybody's excited about that. A lot of good growth that kind of falls in with what we're doing downtown. And the last was a really good annual meeting on the 12th, was the annual All Valley Mayors and County Tribal Leaders at Indian Wells. It was a well-attended event. The thing that I walked away with is Mayor Pro Tem Elaine Holmes had the opportunity of bragging rights. And we encouraged her to take more than 3 minutes. So she did probably 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But it was an opportunity to really show what Indio's doing. And regardless of what you read or regardless of what you see on TV, at the end of the day, what are we doing? A lot. And there's a lot to show. And there was a lot to give say to all the other cities that are doing just as well. But Indio's a shining star. And thank you for a good presentation, Mayor Pro Tem. And other than that, that is my report.
Thank you, Mr. Catron. Mr. Ortiz?
Thank you, Mayor. Last week I attended some 9/11 ceremonies here in Indio with our groundbreaking for our 9/11 memorial. Thank you to our staff for the great event, which was a great setting and was really appreciated by our community. I later attended the 9/11 ceremony at the American Legion that night with some of our local veterans organizations, and me and Councilmember Huitron were able to share a few words with our community there as well. I also attended the establishing of the local Purple Heart chapter, which Mr. Ben Huitron mentioned. We had a great ceremony there, and we're excited to see them start that chapter and work with our other veterans organizations to improve services to our local veterans. I was also a panelist for the Desert Healthcare District Healthy Desert, Healthy You Conference, and I was able to share about some of the sustainability efforts we've been working on here in Indio, both what we've accomplished and as well as future projects that we're looking to take on in the future. I attended 2 graduations for our Indio Business Connect program in partnership with Coachella Valley Women's Business Center. Their staff gave an amazing free 12-week program, one in English and one in Spanish, to our local businesses. And you could really tell that these business owners appreciated the classes and had learned a lot and were ready to take on bigger and better goals with their new education. I also attended our Conservation Commission. We accepted a partnership with Mojave Desert Land Trust to collect native seeds from our conserved lands that can be saved and used later for restoration purposes. We also heard from Dr. Lynn Sweet from UC Riverside, who spoke about the local impacts of climate change. One of the highlights from her presentation was that temperatures and rainfall are becoming more unpredictable as climate change worsens, and we are one of the regions that can be most affected by that unpredictability because of our long droughts and strong flooding events. I also attended our Energy and Sustainability Commission, where we had a presentation from Lancaster about their new public sector hydrogen project, or hydrogen agency, and how they're partnering with other cities to streamline production and delivery of hydrogen throughout the region. Some of our representatives from Sunline were also there and mentioned they're looking at potentially joining that agency, and I was also re-elected as the chair for that commission for this following year. Last Friday, I attended the All Valley Mayors meeting with the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce. It was a great job by Mayor Pro Tem Elaine Holmes in sharing our local progress with the rest of our Valley representatives. I also attended the Viva Indio event this Saturday. Great job by our team. We had a lot of great compliments that night from our community members. They loved seeing our local artists. Fuego stopped by from the Firebirds, and we had some great food. And our partners at Indio Tap House had some great drinks with their Michelada festival next door. I was also able to attend our volunteer day at Fine Food Bank with our partners here, where our city staff and a few of our council members were able to sort food for the food bank. One thing to remember, as I mentioned earlier, 2 million pounds of food every month to the Coachella Valley, and I want to thank all their staff and volunteers and their donors who make that all possible. And lastly, I was able to attend the back to school night at Indio Middle School with Councilmember Furman, where I had the opportunity to translate for the principal for their announcements there, and we got to see some great families, or meet some great families, and connect with some of the great teachers there at Indio Middle. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. Mr. Furman?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll start off with my first committee. This morning I had a CVAC, Coachella Valley Association of Governments Homelessness Committee meeting, which was a perfect segue from the words that we heard about Fine Food Bank, because Fine Food Bank serves as has an effort that keeps people with a roof over their head. They help them with their food and food insecurity. So those preventative measures are very important. So thank you with that. The most notable item we had was a presentation by the county on collaborative efforts in respects to encampment enforcement. And very robust conversation. Nonetheless, I have to say that Indio continues to lead the way when it comes to efforts mitigating unsheltered population in our communities and being a model for a lot of other cities to mimic. And whether it's from our first responders, our partners and resources, our missions that we have in the city, we all work collaboratively to battle some of these challenges we have in our community with homelessness. And you know, there's been a lot of discussion with recent laws and case laws that have passed, but I have to say that, you know, Indio has a proactive working model that combines compassion, accountability, and resources. A lot of times, you know, we want to get housing over someone's head, but not provide those wraparound services so they can continue to get better in their lives. And that's something that we pride ourselves here in Indio to do. So along with our outreach teams, and we connect them to housing connections and mental health resources, substance abuse program, and job support. And so those efforts are ongoing here in the city of Indio, and which is a perfect segue into the graduations that I attended also with Councilmember Ortiz and Mayor Pro Tem. You know, those two graduations really was a 12-week course to give these entrepreneurs the tools they need to be successful business folks in our communities. And we all know and understand that small business is the backbone of our country, right? And so hats off to Indio Business Connect and the Coachella Valley Women's Business Center for putting that on. It was a great event to attend and hear the testimonies of some of the work that they do. Some folks were retired from their previous careers and wanted to pursue other, avenues. So it was pretty great to be at that event. Those graduations. I also attended the Indio Middle School back to school night. That's always near and dear to me. I'm a Tiger myself, so I went to Indio Middle School. I was one of the first classes to go through there, so it's always to go back. And we all like to go to schools and just be that connection. And so the students understand, along with we have YAC, that they're part of this process of growth in our community. And so it's always good to see the families. Hats off to Principal Cullen over there at Indio Middle School. I also attended the Viva Indio event. Hats off to our staff. It was great seeing the folks out there. Indio's known for a lot of things, and food is one of them. So we had some good food out there. We have art in our city, so folks were traveling about. It was second Saturday as well, so the entertainment was great. There was a lot of families out there, and so I was great there. And I dubbed our team the Indio's Dream Team because they work and they put on some great events, and that's also another motto that I have to share, because other cities are looking at that and say, wow, how is Indio able to do this and work with their partners and work with their city staff to put on these events? And the Indio Dream Team is doing a great job. And so thank you all for that. And also thank you to the TAP House for volunteering me to be a judge for the Michelada Fest. I reluctantly assisted them, but it's just a great partnership. When the city has something going on, our local businesses and restaurants such as Gabino's and Tap House and Italica, they're having their events as well, because it makes it into a whole community, and that's what Indio's about, community. I also attended the ribbon cutting for the place, another innovative retail spot for local entrepreneurs in our city. I love the concept. I think it's going to be very successful. And it's just part of that revitalization of our city. And one of the things I do like about the place and some of our other areas is that our city staff worked with council to keep the aesthetics of downtown. You don't see too much change. You might see some paint making it look nice, but one of the things I do on my downtime is I like to go on Google Earth, and I go back and look at the years. I'm from Indio, but I don't have this memory of everything. I'm pretty sure some of our council members do. They can look outside and they can remember some of the buildings that were there. But if you go on Google Earth, it really tells a story of the growth of our city and also our downtown. I mean, there's some buildings and properties that, used to be there, where we have the skyline. There was other buildings there. Now they're going to be apartments, So we really kept the aesthetics of downtown. It's just growing. So that's hats off to our team and keeping that vision alive with our general plan. So, and Councilmember Catrone mentioned someone who passed, and oftentimes, like I said, we're a community, and we all know a lot of people. We all have family members, but that's one thing that's absolute in life is going to be a death. And I had asked the city manager and our staff to work on a memorial program where we could present certificates to our friends and family of the city when they lose a loved one. I think it means a lot when we show, when we memorialize their family here. So that's something that the city staff is working on. I can't wait till they do that, because we do recognize folks, but it would be great for us to be able to send them a certificate with the mayor's signature on it, because we see each other a lot and we're all colleagues and friends. But when we show up to a memorial event or a homegoing event, I should say, it means a lot to the family. So that would conclude my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Furman. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you very much. Well, I attended much the same thing. We're such a cohesive group here, so I attended much of the same events, and I think that really just tells a story about our commitment to the city of Indio. So I'll start with It's Your Time, the two graduations that I attended with Councilmember Wayman Furman and Councilmember Ortiz. And I think Business Connect, we are especially proud of the fact that we have a thriving, successful business community, and we want to ensure its success. I think those two programs, as well as the mini MBA program, really underscores and illustrates the city's commitment to ensuring the success of our existing and our future businesses. It's a great program. People graduate 12 weeks when you're working and have families is quite a challenge. And so I applaud everyone that's gone through those programs, and we wish them success, and we are all there to help. The place, ribbon cutting, you know what, I love that. I think it's a wonderful place. I am there with some degree of frequency just because it's interesting, it's fun, there's different vendors, and it's just a perfect example of the vibe that's downtown. I encourage anyone that hasn't been there to pop in because there really is some really cool stuff, and I have yet to walk out of there without something. So I encourage you, it's on Oasis there. The 9/11 memorial was particularly meaningful for us here at the city because the ceremony itself was meaningful. We had someone that actually lived through the whole 9/11 issue. She told the story of how her birthday cake kept her alive or allowed her to live, saved her life. She I guess lived in Staten Island and lived or worked in Manhattan. And I guess there's, pardon me because I'm not from New York, but I guess there's transportation between the two where she had to go back home to get, some birthday cake to give to the folks at the office. And when she got into downtown Manhattan, the first building, the plane had crashed into the first building. And that story, it was just so heartfelt, and I guess this is really the first time she had told it. And then watching the second plane fly into the second building and how it felt, and she made the comment, she said, I saw it go into the second building where all my friends were. I can't even fathom how that must have felt. We saw it, we all heard it, but I was just really happy that she chose to tell her story here. It really brought it home, and it is just one more thing we can never forget. And so doing so, we're going to have that memorial, and that will be a place of reflection and prayer and always remembering that tragedy that took place and changed our nation. Attended the Hispanic Chamber event with Councilmember Gutron. Honored a couple of really wonderful local people. Pampa Rodriguez, she was wonderful. She worked for El Informador. I remember when I first got here, she was the first female chamber president of the board. Definitely a driver, just very energized, very pro-Indio, very focused, loved the downtown. She was a ball of energy, and unfortunately we lost her well too soon. And Kelly Smith, who worked for our own Indio Water Authority as well. Just another driver, a huge community supporter, volunteer, and someone that we also all miss. What else did I do here? The All Valley Mayor's Luncheon, that was so much fun. I mean, I was on a mission to figure out how fast I could talk to get everything in about Indio in 3 minutes, and I'm pretty sure I went over, but there's so much to tell, and I saw the smiles in the audience as I kind of rattled and ran through all the different things going on in Indio, because it's so exciting here. We are the most exciting city in this entire valley, and in some cases beyond. And it's really a fun story to tell, and I'll just tell it all day long. Viva Indio, again, another fun event. Fuego was in the house, kicked off Los Firebirds, and so that was fun. You could tell all the kids, and myself included, we loved having him there. It was a lot of fun. But what was most important is that some of the families, I was telling this to the city manager, so churros, love them, standing in line at the churro truck, right? And it's a great place to talk to people. And the people that I talked to said, we love these events. We love the things the city of Indio is doing because it's a great place for me to bring my family and it's safe. You need to do more of these events. Staff, our amazing, fabulous, wonderful, creative staff, we need to do more of these events. And then working with everybody at Fine Food Bank, that's just always wonderful. And it's just phenomenal to me. I mean, we spent, 3 hours there, 3 or 4 hours at the most there, and you do this every single day. You just are constantly on a mission to help and to serve others constantly. You hit the ground running. I'm pretty sure you go to sleep running so that you can be ready in the first thing in the morning. And that, again, is no small feat, and we thank you for what you've done because you've created the energy to engage the entire community and beyond. So thank you very much, and that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I think a lot of us didn't have any of our committees because August it's usually dark, but I think you hit on nail on the head when you talk about the city council itself.
the amount of events that you all attend, that you continue to go out and support the city of Indio, make sure that the community knows that the city of Indio not only is the largest city and the oldest city, but is the most aggressive when it comes to being out there and helping and supporting other agencies and other cities. We're always out doing something to make sure that they know that the city of Indio is there. So thank all of you for the work you do. I did tell my good friend Dr. Dunn, we did have the Mayor's Cup, and I told Dr. Dunn I would tell the score. It was 66-6. Shadow Hills 9-0. So it was not a beating, it was a pounding. But it was it was a good game because it's what it was all about. And Councilmember Furman was with us, and we were able to not only flip the coin, but also present a trophy. And so the idea behind the Mayor's Cup was really to get the two schools in our city and their families out to have a rivalry, kind of like they did in the old days with Coachella Valley High School. We're the only city in the Coachella Valley that has two full-fledged high schools that have football teams, and it was just a great opportunity. But really it was about camaraderie, getting the teams together, and they were really pumped up on the sidelines, and the first kick went all the way, ran it all the way in, and off we went. And after that, the game was on. But congratulations to both, because they're both winners. Doesn't matter what the score was. It was just the opportunity to get out and play and have some camaraderie and some good time. The ribbon cutting from the place, what a great Adam and Nicole, the two that are leading that. If you haven't gone in there, it's not a one shop. It's like 70 to 100 different small businesses that are getting the opportunity to sell their products here in the city of Indio. They're from all over, and it's anything: skateboards, shirts, coffee, candles, all homemade, all people have their dreams, and he gave them a place to put through. But it's not like you see some of these consignment stores. It really is tastefully and well done, and my hat's off to both of them. And there's going to be a lot more ribbon cuttings. The city of Indio is really moving forward. Our library is basically finished. We will be having the ribbon cutting for that, opening it up. Everbloom Coffee had a soft opening. They'll be opening up their second location here. And you're going to see some more restaurants coming through in Kura and the brewery, so keep your eye open. And our sports park is almost finished. We're just waiting for some electrical issues, and we'll have 12 soccer fields there, 2 baseball fields, walking paths, and then we'll get into the hard court. So just a lot of exciting things, not just for the residents of the city of Indio, but all our guests that actually come in here. We're almost at 100,000 people, and when I got here, there was about 32,000. And so when you really look at how we've grown and how big we've came, but all the stuff that's coming in, new bridges, new stores, new shops, schools, everyone's been remodeled. It really shows the support that not only the community gives to our city, but also what the city staff does for them. So my hat's off to all of them. And then today we had the Valley-wide Business Expo. I was there recognizing everybody that came into the city of Indio. There was a little over 70 businesses looking for employees. So there was people that were new to a job, looking for a job, or looking to change careers. And there was about 2,500 people, they say, that came through the whole day. So that's a great opportunity. They are still looking, a lot of good opportunities, including the City of Indio Police Department and our staff. We have some openings, so please look at the City of Indio website, indio.org. Keep looking for any kind of opportunities that you might have to come work for the City of Indio. You saw the great people that came to work for us recently. We'd love to add some more. So thank you to staff and everyone else. And then Viva Indio, I mean, Lost Firebirds, everything was involved. And it just keeps continuing to get better. We built the center stage to be the centerpiece of the downtown. It was kind of the first thing we did, and I think a lot of people looked at the council and the city as kind of crazy when you put that thing in the middle of it, in the middle of nowhere when it was. But the vision was always to build things around it. And now that's drawing people in, and it's building its way out because people are coming through. And like the Viva Indio, not only was it Hispanic Heritage Culture Month and that we celebrated, but we had local dancers, we had local businesses here. So it's really giving back to our community. One Stop Taco, we had Metallica, we have Gambino's Creperie, and all kinds of other businesses that were here in Indio that not only started a business here and now selling to the residents of Indio. And it's just going to keep getting better. You'll see things down at that center stage, hopefully 2 to 3 times a week. Some of ours, some that will be private, but it's really to bring people into downtown and to utilize it. So please look forward to it. And anytime we have an event, it is always free. So, Mr. Gutron?
I just want to mentioned this. We weren't able to go because the water polo team varsity had a game today at with Ranch Mirage at 4 p.m. Rajas won varsity 18-11.
Yeah.
So,
who sent that to you knowing that I said the football thing? Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, but Rajas won by 18-11.
That's right.
Varsity.
Yeah. You know, maybe that's the mayor's cup, right? I think we need to change this up a little bit.
Well, we still have the Bill game. CV High still at it.
All my kids are Rogers, but on an honorary night.
It
so
doesn't matter.
I'm
We need
neutral.
to
have
sort
3
of
Rogers sitting
change
here at the
things.
council seat right now.
Oh, there you go. So
There you
the
go.
3 Rogers against the honorary knight, and I'll be the referee. So
Yeah,
that's
they
it.
should have a good battle. So with that, we'll move on to item number 10 now, which is 10.1, which is the appointment of Kelly Garcia to the Community Service Commission, nominated by Councilmember Wayman Furman. Is this something, Wayman, you'd like to handle?
Sure. If I can, Ms. Garcia, if she could come up to the podium. You know, these commissions come open, and it's great when you have such high-quality applicants that apply for these spots, and it's just a testament to show that how many folks are wanting to be involved in the growth of our community. We often talk that when we have these items and these agendas come out, we like to be in the community so we can get a different perspective of what the community wants, because it's your city, and so it's great when we have these commissioners who bring a different perspective and lens to the decision making that we have. And you know, when I got her application, you know, I know a little bit about Kelly, but you know, there's always a lot of hard work that we all do behind the scenes that no one sees, you know. So I'd like to give her opportunity to talk about some of the involvement she has in the community, because it's extensive and it's something to be proud of, and I'm looking forward to having her on our commissions. Kelly?
Thank you, Councilmember Furman. My name is Kelly Garcia, and I've been a resident of the city of Indio for 43 years. I am also a Raja. Go Rajas. I have raised 6 children in this community. My youngest is actually a member of the Youth Advisory Council this year and a Raja. And I served on the board of the Indio Sunrise Rotary with Mayor Miller, and I am also on the board of Desert Best Friends Closet, a local organization that helps lower barriers to employment. I have worked in capacity building for local nonprofits in the past, and currently I'm back in the for-profit sector, but I have a very deep love for this community, and I always say I go hard for Indio, because I've spent most of my life trying to convince people that Indio is the best city in the desert, no matter what they've heard, and Indio High School is a great school, and so I'm really excited. I was a graduate of the Indio program that you guys do, the leadership program last year that Mr. Montgomery and his group put on, and it was incredible. I encourage anybody who'd like to learn more about the inner workings of the government of our city to join that program. And we were encouraged there to look at the appointments as they became available and to apply. So thank you, Mr. Montgomery, and thank you, Council, for having me here today.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. I take that as a motion. Mr.
Yeah,
Furman,
I'd like
do we have
to
a
make
second?
motion, yeah.
Second? All those in favor? Are we going to say
do
vote? Please vote.
Okay.
Passes unanimously 5-0. Welcome to Team Indio. Look
Thank
forward
you.
to working with you. And I love the Rogers, just not in football.
We need to switch that up.
I'm getting beat up here. All right, so we're going to move on to 10-2 now. This is designation of voting and alternate delegates for the League of California Cities annual conference coming up on October 8th through the 10th, 2025 in Long Beach. Who's going to be attending?
But the 8th, isn't that a council meeting night?
No, it's the second one. It's the first.
Okay.
So,
I will not be there.
yeah. Who wants to be the delegate? Mr. Furman, who's the alternate? Okay, Mr. Ortiz, we good with that, please? All in favor? Aye? Okay, so Wayman will be our voting delegate, and Oscar will be our alternate. So thank you very much for volunteering. With that, we'll move on to item number 11, which is the consent calendar. We do have 2 items that need to be pulled separately for Elaine Holmes, which is 7 and 8. And is there anybody that wants to actually pull something to talk about it besides 7 and 8?
I have 2.
Okay, Mr.
So I
Catron?
have 11.9
Okay.
and 11.12.
let's do those first. Anybody else? No? Okay. Mr. Gutron?
So with the city manager's support to ask the chief regarding the purchase of the 2 motorcycles, and the reason I wanted to bring out is we've been challenged a lot in trying to do our traffic enforcement and education. And it's taken some time to rebuild that, and I want the chief to kind of explain the steps that he's taking in order to safeguard the streets of our city from the city police department, why these items are so important, and that it doesn't affect our fund. It's through grant funding. So, Chief?
Yes, absolutely. I would like to bring down Lieutenant Andrew Leva, who oversees the traffic unit and actually prepared this item for this evening.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Good, Lieutenant.
Good. So some of the things that the chief has implemented to safeguard the citizens of Indio is, one, we just added a motor officer to our unit, which is a tremendous help because now we can share the workload with 3 other people. The addition of 2 bikes would hopefully increase the capacity of the traffic unit to do more responsibilities. As you know, a lot of the residents of the city of Indio have special requests as far as extra patrol in their neighborhoods. We also have a lot of schools in our city, and sharing the workload with more motors would definitely help reduce our collisions. But the other aspect that we're really pushing is the educational portion. These officers receive specialized training that we want to share the information that we're receiving and sharing with the public. And with your help, and you've been doing a great help of advocating for the Drive Smart campaign, that it helps. When we tell one person, that person tells another one, and so on and so on. And hopefully together we can actually accomplish the goal. What we want to do is change behavior. The other thing that we're doing with the department is we're collaborating with other city departments, and we're trying to find ways, especially at intersection areas, that we can improve. Not only by just doing extra patrol, but what can we do in the roadway, having input by the officers going out there and saying, what can we do here to improve safety for the citizens of Indio and everyone? So these bikes will be a tremendous help for us.
And the funding source.
The funding source, yes. A lot of these funding sources do come from grants, from OTS grants.
So this is going to enhance us. If it's taken us a while from having 5 officers in traffic enforcement plus support staff and commercial enforcement to where we are today. It's a growth, and the city's grown, and the demand of need has surpassed our basic needs. So this is just continue to grow for the benefit of the city. Thank you, Lieutenant.
All right, and your second one, Mr. Gutron?
The second one is more of an education with the direction that I work with your office and asking me to attend the cover track meetings where the county supervisor is trying to improve the quality of life there. The residents there are in a gap between the city of Coachella, the city of Indio, and respects the area of the county. And they're in dire need of better quality water service. We've been very fortunate with our team, and at the head of our manager Trejo, who I don't know if he's here. There we are. You mix with the teenagers, I couldn't tell you apart. Anyways, so it's very important. I told the city manager is we have to educate the community what we're doing and how important this is for the quality of life in their water. And the city has stepped in at times in the past to provide water when their system's broken. But I think it's important because the residents are there are very worried about their future. And we're the ones that are going to be able to improve that quality of life. And with permission of the city manager, Trejo, if you can explain what's going on.
Ray Trejo, General Manager of Indio Water Authority. And today's agenda item is to allow the state to begin the grant funding process to consolidate a local small water agency that is in dire need for infrastructure improvements. A lot of times these smaller agencies do not raise their rates, and they're governed and managed by the residents. In this particular case, we have about 180 residents that would be consolidated. This would be our 6th in the last 5 years, so we have experience. We've already consolidated several entities. So we're looking at about $8 million worth of grant funding that would come our way And tonight's action is to authorize the city manager to sign future agreements that may involve grant funding to the city of Indio, IWA specifically, to convert that system, make the improvements so that they're back up to standards, and to ensure that they have clean drinking water for the future. In addition to that, by consolidating water systems that are in dire need of our help, it also puts us in the front of the line for Chromium-6 funding. There is some grant funding available, not loans, to help fund the improvements for the City of Indio, for Indio Water Authority, by conducting these types of consolidations into our systems.
We appreciate it. And do you know how long the transition will take and the outreach of the education to the residents besides implementing the water service?
Sure. The state actually is taking the lead on, it's a turnkey program where the state's offering resources. We have consultants hired by the state, paid by the state, where we've had meetings with the residents. They've conducted the preliminary design that came up with the cost estimates, the full design to go out to bid. Typically this process, again, pending the state budget, in this particular case, we believe the funding's there. We want to make sure it's in writing before we take the next steps. Today's action is preliminary steps leading to that. So a typical consolidation can take anywhere from 18 months to 36 months, pending authorizations, pending construction, pending also that the small water district, we have their permission in essence through their board. In this particular case, it's a little bit complicated because the board members of that smaller water agency need that education, need that outreach. So my team and I have personally been involved with that process. And again, thank you for the opportunity to share what we're doing at Indio.
It's very important because, like any change, there's been long-term residents there. But the meetings have gone well, and my hat's off to you and your staff because I witnessed them speaking, representing the City of Indio, the City of Indio's Water Authority. But the amount of money those people would never be able to pay. Do you remember the difference if they did it themselves before we came in?
Yeah, so typically, again, we didn't know the price until the state did a full audit and a design. So right now we're at a total of $8 million, and that involves the soft costs, the construction costs, the construction management, the design, and then all the fees that are associated with the fees that IWA requires, all state funded. And in their case, they would more than triple their current water rates to do the same thing. With the state paying for those infrastructure improvements, they would then roll into our current rate structure that we just approved. And in their particular case, because their meters are so small and the properties are smaller, they will be in the first tier, and probably just in the first tier, I would estimate each monthly bill there would be probably about $25 a month as the base charge with some use. So we're still keeping them a very low tier, and more importantly, they have clean drinking water for the foreseeable future.
And again, this is from our end, it's just the water. Yeah. The county's still moving forward with street, curbs and gutters. Everybody's off septic tank. There's no more. They're cleaning up. Their challenge right now is alleyways that were poorly designed and never maintained. But that's all under the county supervisor's cup of this is just water.
Very good point, because this is not an annexation. This is a consolidation. So with respect to water, consolidation is just servicing water, and consolidation would, it's a separate topic and it's not involved in our process here today.
Ray, is this part of the overall plan by the state of California to take all these small water districts out and consolidate them with larger ones so that there's consistent water and water source?
It is, and it's actually in the last 7 years, state developed policies so that we have better tools to allow these consolidations. In the past, it was difficult because you would have the board of each of the smaller agencies would have to vote on this, and half the time they wouldn't have a quorum to vote. So in this particular case, the state's been very instrumental in giving us the tools to do so. Again, this will be the 5th since I've been here. Actually the 6th since I've been here at Indio. So we're fortunate to have that assistance from the state, and just how they expedite the process has been different. Prior to the last 7 years, before policy was in place and grant funding in place, it would take about a decade to consolidate a water system.
Yeah. Well, the biggest one for me was when we took over Bulldale Heights, and that was a big challenge. But I just wanted to, again, educate what we're doing, and it's something that Indio's doing good. And thank you to you and the team.
Thank you for
Mr.
the
Trejo.
opportunity.
Stephen, since nobody pulled items 7, 8, and 7, 11, 7, and 11, 8 for Mayor Pro Tem, can we go ahead and vote on that with her inside and just note the recusal?
Yes, on the consent calendar, yes.
Any other questions? We got 11.1 through 11.17. Somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
We're noting that 11.7 and 11.8 will not be voted on by Mayor Pro Tem Holmes.
Yes.
Please vote. Passes unanimously 5-0. We'll move on to item 12 now, which is 12.1, introduction of ordinance number 1822, adding chapter 107, smoke-free areas to Title 9 of the Indio Municipal Code, repealing section 96.30 and establishing smoke-free outdoor and multi-unit residential areas to protect public health and the environment. Mr. Ramirez, are you handling this, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. My name is Jose Ramirez, Principal Management Analyst. Tonight I'm introducing Ordinance 1822. This ordinance would prohibit smoking, including vaping and cannabis, in outdoor dining areas, plazas, parks and playgrounds, service lines, and within 25 feet of entrances and windows, and air intakes. For multi-unit housing, new and renewed leases must include smoke-free provisions beginning January 1st, 2026, and some exceptions include private residences not open to the public and traditional indigenous ceremonies. This draft was informed by community input presented during the May 21st, 2025 City Council meeting by the American Cancer Society and Shadow Hills Interact Club, where they shared the benefits of adopting a smoke-free policy. The goal is to reduce secondhand smoke exposure and to provide clear, consistent rules and shared spaces. With that, staff recommends introducing the ordinance tonight and returning for a second reading at the next council meeting, and I'm here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Mr. Gutron?
No, do you know if your partners that are continuing to work with you will continue to be out there educating the community as the policy is put into place?
Yes, I'm sure we'll, once it's adopted, we'll do like social media notices and just bring more of that education as well.
Hopefully you can bring the youth that help continue to push the message besides reaching out to the adults. Because
Yes,
the
sir.
youth is our challenge right now.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a question. Just looking at it, I didn't see like any like events. You know, I had people approach me about cannabis events or cigar events. I don't know how we would work with that. I know like golf courses are under exemption. But I think we need some little wiggle room there if folks are having events at a business establishment, something like that.
Yeah, so there is some language in the ordinance that states that there can be, if they get prior approval, like a certain event like that, if it's approved, they would be able to, as long as it's not like in a public space where
like a
you know,
park or
open to the
something, yeah.
public.
Okay, any other questions? I know that this came from the American Cancer Society and the kids at the schools that were involved in this, trying to get this to, I think they came a few times actually to come to get us to do this. So I think it's a good opportunity for us to do it. So Stephen, what do you need from us?
I think that if the council concurs with Councilmember Furman's request that there be an exception for events where smoking is specifically authorized or is the purpose of the event, then we could do first reading with that amendment noted, and we'll bring it back for second reading with language in the exception section that addresses that. Or if you want to proceed with it as is, that's certainly the council's prerogative.
Council, are we good with that? If it's a special event, they're doing it somewhere?
Well,
You know, obviously they'd have to give a permit from us to do it in a public place, but on private property and that stuff. We're good with that?
According to the presentation, it's included.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Public is one thing, but private, like if there's an event held at a restaurant or something, or outside on their restaurant patio, it's private, and it's a great thing, but I don't want to infringe on people too much on their own properties and things like that. And I know there's been some inquiries of people wanted to do certain events.
Like a cigar event somewhere?
Yes.
I'm good with that.
So something like that, if we could add that, or if it's already in there, that's fine.
You did just say that it was in the ordinance, right?
I think that the general language would be supportive, but I think that in this case, because it's a specific concern, we want to do a belt and suspenders approach and make sure that that specific issue is identified and taken care of.
Okay.
That would be my recommendation.
I recommend the belt and suspender approach as well.
Okay.
It won't cost that much more to change it, right?
So, okay, so we're in
I bill a flat
concurrence.
fee.
Yeah, so we're in concurrence. Sabdi, what do you need from us? Vote? Nothing, just a
Just a
ordinance?
vote.
Okay.
A vote.
All right.
We have Mr. Furman?
Motion?
You have a
Motion?
motion?
So we just, we need a motion to approve it as amended.
Yeah, I'll make a motion as amended.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those, first by Councilmember Furman, second by Councilmember Ortiz, please vote. Passed unanimously, 5-0. We'll move on to item number 12.2, which is introduction of ordinance number 1823, adding sections 33.300 through 33.316 to Chapter 33 of the Indio Municipal Code and repealing section 33.123 to establish uniform procedures for the disposal of surplus city real and personal property. Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, sir, 2-for-1 special.
There you go.
Jose Ramirez, Principal Management Analyst. So this ordinance introduces, and the intent is to codify one transparent process for declaring and disposing of surplus city real and personal property. For real property, it requires a competitive method such as RFP, RFQ, or sealed bid process, while allowing an exclusive negotiating agreement when council finds a significant public benefit, such as economic development. It sets council approval points, public notice, and record keeping consistent with the Surplus Lands Act. For personal property, it provides practical disposal options with higher value items over $75,000 returning to council for approval. And staff recommends introduction of this ordinance tonight. With that being said, I'm here to answer any questions.
Any questions? I think this all came up because of our surplus stuff coming out of City Hall that we're going to be moving, and not really a place to actually put it. Is that
Yeah, that's
true?
part of that. And then real property, meaning the actual land. One thing I think is a huge improvement with this ordinance is that if there is a parcel of land the city owns that you decide is surplus, if there's an adjacent property owner where they could be combined and more favorably be developed, you're allowed to negotiate directly with that property owner to come to a better result.
Very nice.
Now, if the property's on its own, there's this bid process that's outlined and so forth. It gives some great flexibility when we really want to make sure there's synergy with adjacent parcels.
Okay. Any other questions? Any comments? I'd like to make a motion recommending ordinance 1823.
So moved.
First by Mayor Pro Tem Holmes. We have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Furman. Please vote. Passed unanimously, 5-0.
Nice tie. Indio looks good tonight. I don't know what's going on.
Item number 12.3 is the draft of sustainability plan and work plan 2025. Ms. Toyota, are you handling this?
Mayor, if I may request, we'd like to continue this item. We had a scheduling challenge with our coordinator and our commissioner who would like to opportunity to present this to council. So we'll reschedule this for October.
Schedule it to the October 1st meeting?
October 1st or the following meeting, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, we'll move on to item number 12.4 is a review and approval of the Indio Public Arts Work Plan for fiscal year 25-26. The plan as recommended by the Public Art Commission. Miguel, are you handling this for us, sir?
Yes, sir. You got another Ramirez tonight.
There you go.
So, thank you. So let's go ahead and get started. The work plan includes complete projects of $524,000, a little over $524,000, 6 carryover projects with about $558,000, and we're recommending 5 new projects for a total of $209,000. This year's focus will be to prioritize locally, Indio-based preferably, but locally based artists to do the work for us. So real quick, this is just a list of the 5 projects that were completed within the last work plan. Then we go over to the carryover projects, 9/11 Memorial, which we just had the groundbreaking for, and then on number 5, the Indio mural number 16, that one just got kicked off on Avenue 45 and Jackson. That one just got kicked off. Center Stage mural is getting close to completion on that one. That one looks very beautiful there at Center Stage. And then the Bravo project should start within the next couple of weeks. We had to move some landscaping boulders that were in the way. Those got moved today. Thank you to Public Works and Tim and his team. And then the Fred Waring mural should get started here shortly.
Which
That's
one's-
over the Fred Waring Bridge.
Bridge.
Yes.
Oh, that's been in the works for a long time.
Yeah, we had some challenges with the artist, but we finally got it.
And what is this Shields Park sculpture?
That is the sculpture that's right off of CV Link. It is kind of tall. It has animals kind of riding bikes and things like that. That one will be there at the park.
Wonderful. Any questions, comments about the plan? Okay. Perfect. What do we got?
Cool. And that's just a quick, of the new projects, we're recommending on the corner of Miles and Oasis on that wall there, mural there. We're recommending another one at the Coachella Valley History Museum, right by where the new train is at. They have a wall mural there. Another one on John Noble's along that long stretch of wall, not the entire wall, 50,000 won't cover that, but at least a portion of that. We recommended kind of an art piece on Monroe and Highway 111. We took it to the Public Arts Commission and they decided to remove it. Now, we still left it on there just in case you wanted to add it back in and then we could move forward on there, but that's why we left it on there. Public Arts Commission recommended, we not move on there just because it could get lost, it could get hidden and things like that.
Mr. Furman?
Yeah, I just maybe a recommendation or something to keep in the back of your mind as we move forward with that area, with the marketplace and the John Nobles area. Monroe and 111 is going to be one of those spots where a lot of people are going to be traveling, and so maybe in the future that might be a prime location for an art piece. So if we just, maybe a structure or something, so we keep that in the back of our mind moving forward.
The challenge.
Go ahead, Mr. Conchon, go ahead.
I was just going to bring back, there was a water feature there that was donated by a family in honor of the loss of a local resident. And we just have to be mindful that it won't reproduce the challenges that we were having before.
Right.
So.
Well said.
Yeah.
Rededicate it to, maybe we do something rededicated to that family.
Yeah, something that won't, that wouldn't do that. And then my last comment, real quick, excuse me, is let's not forget the old Bank of Indio or the Bank of America building, which DRD's in. That whole wall is there at Bliss and Oasis. It's a really big canvas. Something nice could be done.
What was the reason, Miguel, behind the Art Commission passing on this area? Were they worried about it being hit, not being seen?
Correct. A little bit of everything. It wasn't
Okay.
just one concern. There was a little bit of everything. We do have areas where we can use those funds since they were removed through the Public Arts Fund, and so, but we just wanted to make a note of it there.
Okay, appreciate that.
The next new project is Park Restroom Mural Project, and so we'll, on the restrooms at our parks, add some murals there, painted locally. Usually when you have murals, taggers or other artists, so to speak, they choose not to use that wall because it's already painted by another artist. They respect another artist's work. And then we will continue, so there's no budget allocated right now, but we always put this, or we're starting to put this in the work plan, is that when the festivals do have an art piece, we would like to have first dibs at it. Our partnership through Golden Voice and the Public Art Company, they call us first and say, hey, this is what we have coming up this year, kind of take your pick on that. So we added that to the work plan, and then signage for all of our murals and our sculptures throughout the city. With the QR code on it.
That's wonderful. And I think the museum is probably going to be doing the same. That's huge. It creates the art walk. It creates information because so many people. I'm downtown, so I get to walk around and people come up to me all the time. What's the significance? What's the history? Whatnot? And to have that QR code, and you get your earbuds on and you're taking the art tour. I think it's awesome. So thank you for that.
Looks good.
And maybe. So our recommendation is that the City Council approve the Public Arts Work Plan for the fiscal year 25-26 as recommended through the Public Arts Commission.
I do have one, just an idea I have floated out a few years back, And you mentioned what we could call alternative artists in our community. Our city graffiti abatement team has done an excellent job, along with my Indio app. Very great program. For the folks who are watching, if you don't have that, please download that app. I use it myself. Sometimes I have the businesses call me, and I'll just do it myself, and you get a report back of the status of your inquiry. So that's good. But what I'm asking is if you could take a look at the Kalamazoo graffiti walls. And what that is, they just have plywood that they put up, these platforms, designated part of the city. And they have these rules. You know, you could use it for your artwork. You could do your murals on there, your tagging. However, if you cover somebody else's work, you have to photograph it, and it's uploaded to a server. And so I brought it up years back, but if you could take a look at that, I think that would give them an opportunity to do some artwork, and it's relatively cheap. They provide their own paint. All we do is put the wood up. Maybe, you know how if there's a property that's being sold, they have the signs up. They're just wood pieces like that, platforms, and they go and they do their artwork, and there are some rules that they have that you have to follow, but I just think it was a good idea to assist in keeping their artwork off of our buildings in a residential area. So thank you, and I'd like to make a motion if no one has
Any other questions about this part of the plan, everyone? I got one question real quick. Wait a minute. What's the status on some of our traffic signal boxes that we talked about? You know, there's a few of them that have been damaged. We talked about some of the wraps coming off, because those were some of the ideas behind those. They were beautiful, and they were kind of made for that area, like Thomas Jefferson has the one there. But I know it's quite a few of them, and we were talking about wraps, and we talked about painting. There's a few of them that are missing. Have we talked about putting those back in?
Yeah, so right now we're just looking at the ones that need to be replaced, because it's
Okay.
either they've been scratched off or something like that. With our budget in the Public Arts Fund, we have to be careful as to how much we're doing, and then economies of scale as well. Just make sure that we gather enough of them in order to make sure that the price goes down when you have more. Right now we have two that we have identified that kind of need it immediately, and so we'll look to get those replaced. And something that we did at Miles Avenue Park, one of the large electrical boxes, that is kind of has abstract art. That's something that's a little easier to kind of hide things. If it gets ripped, it could last a little bit longer. You don't have to necessarily replace it immediately, as opposed to if it has an actual object or something, and then it's like, oh, that's missing a chunk there or something.
Well, the only reason I say that is because those are focal points. One of the reasons we wrapped them is so that they wouldn't be seen, and then they look even worse when you don't do anything with them, because then it looks like we're neglecting them, kind of like the murals.
Yep.
They were beautiful, but you could see that we didn't neglect them, and people wanted to know why we didn't maintain them. So with these, it'd be better if we didn't and just take it off than it would to leave it part way or part way off then. So
Well, we did it with some businesses. When Applebee's came in, the obstruction was this big piece, and we wrapped it and it blended right in. So it's just the sun's really hard on them.
yeah, it's tough. So I just didn't see anything in there. I was just curious. So we will, if we get a chance, we'll do those couple of
Yeah,
them.
it's assessing what that art piece is, and whatever was on the image on there, and do we want to spend the money to put it back on, or we just remove it completely?
Okay, sounds good. Mr. Furman, go ahead.
Work plan for fiscal year 2025-26 is recommended by the Public Works Art Commission and appropriated a total of $209,000 for its implementation.
We have first by Councilmember Furman. We have a second.
I'll second.
We got a second by Mayor Pro Tem Holmes. Please vote. Passed unanimously, 5-0. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you. Tell the Art Commission and that. Thank you for all the work, and Layla too. And then we'll move on to item number 13 now, which is public comments for items not on the agenda. Sabdi, do we have anything?
Yes, Mayor, there's one card from Juvenal Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, come on up. Welcome. It's been a few times. Haven't seen you a couple meetings.
You missed me, I get it.
Yes.
Good evening, Council, and thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. First off and foremost, amazing job downtown. It's looking really, really nice. With the plans of aligning with the Highway 111 corridor. Bringing that up, I'd like to make a suggestion and share a small idea that I think aligns with the vision that we have with the Highway 111 corridor. Is adding some well-planned parking signage on the floor, not just through the downtown, but throughout the entire corridor. I think that really helps out local shops, businesses, visitors, keep things friendly between neighbors, and just making that recommendation. hope I can get your support in encouraging the city to expand out throughout the corridor. I don't know if you guys have any questions.
Can you expand on sort of where, some of the locations that are particularly challenging or troublesome, or?
Yeah, so as a matter of fact, east of the corridor, along Flower Street and then Orequa, we have some challenges. There's a lot of businesses that still expand out there that still belong to this plan specifically, that are getting kind of bombarded with, as we're growing with businesses, with visitors, and just, we have the coffee shop down the street, and even along Flower specifically, we have businesses who have a lot of vehicles, a lot of transit, and we just want to make sure we keep things a little bit friendly. I did go to city yesterday, and I spent a couple hours there, and they had suggested I speak to the police department and have them control specifically that, but I think that there's no reason to involve them when we could potentially just fix it ourselves, or see a different alternative to create that friendly environment within our neighbors.
Well, I know that you and your family have tried to have a good neighbor approach to all your businesses there, and you've done a tremendous job in cleaning up that whole area. I mean, it's one of the oldest parts as far as business of our business community, but I think you bring up some good point to continue that marketing plan that we have, to see what we can do to kind of extend it a little bit more.
Yeah, we every morning our employees go out and we clean the street up and down, and we've started to notice that monkey see, monkey do. So now, just by doing something so simple, now our neighbors are also going out there, having a control on even helping with the homelessness and encouraging. I'm there maybe up until 2 a.m. sometimes working, and I see that there's big improvements, but something like that can really help us out. So I ask for you guys' support and encouraging the city to expand some of those resources out towards the east end of the corridor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm just contemplating. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll have staff look at that. Thank you very much. Anyone else, Sabdi?
I have no other comments, Mayor.
Anyone else wishing to speak? All right. Yes.
I'm sorry, I forgot about this earlier. If I could have Public Works or maybe the city manager look at the Moreau Bridge, the rocks that we have on both sides, I think maybe we might need to remove those rocks. Yeah, there's big boulders and rocks on the bridge and the dirt areas leading on the sides of the roads.
Oh.
And, at night, sometimes they're being moved, sometimes moved into the road. Sometimes in the center median on the bridge, those bricks that are on the bridge, they get removed and stacked. And I know our Public Works team goes out there and they fix them a lot, but I think we might need to start looking at just removing them all in.
Okay.
The problem is when they installed that, it's not the technology we've been using. It's just laid in there. It's like pavers and the rock. It was never secured by anything else. Yeah.
So maybe in the future we could.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Furman. Anybody else? All right, so with that, we'll get ready to adjourn the meeting. Please keep everybody in your thoughts and prayers, as we go through this turbulent time in our country, and be kind and take care of yourself and be a good person, and the rest will take care of itself. God bless you. Good night, and we'll be back October 1st.